buddies? That's CG Mike, baby. We're driving in real life. We're just chilling on the highway, man. Today, I'm just going to show you what people do out here that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm in the right lane. I'm going with the flow of traffic in front of me. We're doing, honestly, 5 over the speed limit for this area. But if I'm in the right lane and I start slowing down way too much, I'm a hazard for everybody else that's coming up behind me faster, getting in that left lane to pass. Now, as I approach this truck, I'm going to speed up just the tiniest little bit and maybe get in the left lane after this Mazda SUV goes. You know, I always got to be looking for that type of stuff. At the same time, this truck might also just go in the right lane. If he's paying attention, he's a slower driver, he should be flipping on his signal. No, he's not going to flip on his signal. I've been looking the whole time. I turned mine on. There's the Mazda I'm talking about, I was waiting for. And right after this, we're going to get back into the middle lane. And in this middle lane, my goal is to actively pass people in the right lane, but not be passing people on the left lane. As you can see right now, the flow of traffic is disrupted. We've got the middle lane is going a little bit faster than the left lane across the whole highway. Now I'm in a position where people are going to want to hop in the left lane to pass, but I'm in a spot right now where my gaps are open. I can go to the right, there's nobody on my right, there's nobody on my left, I got tons of space in front. I'm actively passing the right lane. That's all that matters with this middle lane, is I'm safe. And if anybody's cutting up or doing wild things, or we got any freaking Kia boys out here, bro, I got somewhere to go, you know? And let's say I'm not ripping, now would be a good time to shoulder check. Let's get over a lane, and let's cruise the exact speed limit in the right lane just for a minute here. We're not gonna pass anybody. We're just gonna watch how bad the traffic flow is where I live, bro. Look at this. You got the left lane passing and the right lane passing, all right? So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get back in the middle lane, keep my signal on, and go to that active passing lane to pass all of these cars. I'll never use the right lane to pass. That lane is for the slow people and for people going from the middle to the right to take an exit. Now we're in the left lane, we're back up to the flow of traffic that we have, and we're actively passing that middle lane still. I don't care what the right lane's doing way over here. The carpool lane to the left of me is clear. I got a gap. If any one of these guys comes and whips over, I got somewhere to go, right? A Tesla just pulled up behind me. He's getting in that HOV lane. Otherwise, right about here, I'd pull into the middle lane and let this Tesla go by, but you're gonna watch him go by right now. He's in the HOV lane, there he goes. And we're still hugging the left lane because we're going with the flow of traffic. There's nobody on my right, there's nobody on my left, and we're getting a little close to this guy in front. The flow of traffic is badly messed up here for no reason. We're doing under the speed limit now in the left lane. This shouldn't be a thing, but this is what's happening where we live. Nobody knows the proper flow of traffic. I could easily whip out in the right lane and gap everybody right now, but look ahead. You see the brake lights on that Jetta? There's brake lights in front of me. How far ahead am I really gonna get if I start going in that right lane? You'll notice there's a pickup truck in the right lane about 6 cars ahead. He's been there this whole time. He's not getting anywhere. He's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? That same truck is still right there. These guys aren't going anywhere. And ironically, this left passing lane is also not going anywhere. So this is where you can see a problem with just day-to-day driving and the lanes people pick. Add a bunch of people cutting up into this where I live, and you see why people have accidents and crash their cars all the time. Again, middle lane, actively passing the right lane, but not going faster than that left lane. Now it's all freed up. I'm not passing anybody right now. So I'm gonna get in the right lane. The people in the middle lane and left lane, even though I'm slightly below the flow of traffic, should have lots of room to pass me. Now I'm going to get in the middle lane because all these guys are coming off the exit. I don't want them to think about anything. They just got to have room to go. And I'm going to make sure I get ahead of the semi-truck here. And I can see that white truck up there in the right lane. I'm approaching him at a pretty good rate. So I'm just going to hold this lane until we end up passing that truck. And then once we pass this truck, we'll reevaluate the lanes and how fast all the lanes are going. As you can see, I'm still actively passing the right lane, and the left lane is still going faster than me. That's what the middle lane is for. Now I'm not passing anybody for a bit. You guys can see that. Signal's on, past the truck. He sees my signal. He knows what I'm doing. Now there's a guy behind me in the middle lane. He was getting pretty close to me. He's got all the time in the world now to just go ahead and pass me up while I'm in the right lane. And then once we start approaching the black vehicle up here in the right lane, I'm going to switch back to the middle lane and pass him. If everybody drove like this on the highway, mind you, people are fine. My speedo's not exactly accurate, but that guy is going over the speed limit. I'm sticking right about the speed limit with the flow of traffic in the right lane, just making passes as I'm approaching the right lane. This is the importance of driving that people don't understand. And the other thing we're going to do here is I'm going to take this exit and I'm going to show you guys some of this denser heading back towards the city traffic. And you're going to see just how much people don't know how to drive, like just at all. I'm not trying to be negative today, man. I'm hoping people learn from this. You know, you hop on this video and you look at it and you're watching it and you're going, yeah, okay, this guy has some valid points, right? So we're going to take this exit. You know, the exit sign says 50K, so we got to assume people up here are definitely going to be going slower. Even though my car can handle this no problem, it's all good. And all we're anticipating here is that there's going to be some slower traffic. And I seen my exit's going to be left. I'm going to switch my left signal on way back here, man. No trucks in the left lane, trucks and buses in the right lane. That's what that sign said. This light could change any time. Give it some gas just so we make the light there. This guy's coming into my lane. He's got no idea. Watching for that guy on the right just to make sure that he's not going to hit me there while we both make the light. Both of us played a little bit of an aggressive light make there. We sped up a little bit to make the light, but no, we did not speed. We just made that light and went through a yellow rather than getting stuck back on the green, on the red, sorry. Sometimes that's all it takes, man, is just looking ahead, knowing what's coming up, knowing where you're going, who's around you. And that guy now is beside me on the right, and forever while I'm driving beside this guy, I'm gonna be taking into account that he doesn't know where his car position on the road is. Which brings me to another point. While you're driving, you always want to know where your car is on the road. You don't want to know where your car is and follow the guy in front of you to where his car is. You want to know where your car is on the road. I want to know where the right line is, the left line is. I want to know how much room I got in front of me. I want to know that this guy behind me right now is literally right on my bumper, and like, if I let off the brake and he thinks I'm going, and I gotta get on the brake again real quick, he might hit me. The other thing too is not everybody knows where they're going. You see, this lane just got held up, probably gonna miss the light because that gray car decided that he didn't know where he was going today and was heading towards the wrong city. Now I'm going to hug the curb nicely here so anybody on the right side isn't going to be near me at all. Waiting for this guy's reaction time, which is taking forever. And now we can finally get up to a little bit of speed. Mind you, we have another Toyota absolutely tailgating me, even though I'm going with the flow of traffic, passing the right guys in the right lane. It's just how it is around here, man. People are always going way, way faster than they need to go. So knowing your position on the road is big, man. Like, I know exactly where I am on the road. I'm gonna put my signal on, get in the right lane, so this guy can go past me in his van. He's tailgating me. Is super, super annoying, bro. I just want to let him go and do his thing. And now he's not gonna tailgate me anymore. He's gonna sit beside me and make it so I don't have a spot to go. So instead of taking the chances of that guy beside me, I'm just gonna speed back up. If he doesn't want to pass and he wants to tailgate me, and he doesn't want to go past me when I give him the chance, then he can rear end me if I have to hit my brakes. That's not my problem. That's his problem for driving close to me and not passing me when I was offering to let him pass. Again, this guy's gonna start tailgating me, and we're just gonna see if we can kind of get over in that right lane, let him pass. But that appears to not be the case. It looks like we have a roadway blockage now, where that right lane is gonna start pulling away again for no reason, because the guy in the left lane just wants to block everybody out for no reason. This is why driving during the daytime is not fun where I'm at. This guy is hardly doing the speed limit right now in the left lane. See all these guys passing on the right? They're all choked. And it's not my fault that guy didn't have the room to make it. Not my fault. Now there's nobody in that lane except for the delivery truck guy, so I'm gonna take that lane so we can get past this Kia, because he's holding up traffic in the left lane. This is what I think about while I'm driving. So again, that van is tailgating behind me again, the same van. I don't mind now. He's not as tailgating me as much, and I think he just realizes that I'm making the safe plays, and maybe he decided to start following me because he knows this delivery van is going to take off. And regardless of the car on the left of me, if he wants to punch it or not and go, it's definitely going to put distance between me and that other car that was really hogging up the left lane. So again, I'm gonna hold the right lane. That Kia is still blocking everybody out, and I'm giving the van his chance to pass, which he's doing right now. And I'm gonna hop in the left lane because I need it up here, not this light, but the next light. And we're gonna hit the brakes. I see braking way ahead. I see cars stopped in this lane. It's probably just because of the left turn lane up here, people trying to get over. And again, I want everybody behind me to know I'm turning left before I try to get over here and actually go left, just so people know where I'm going. You can clearly see what I'm doing on the road. And people are getting blocked up because that Mr. Locksmith guy is just being really, really, really nice and stopping a mile before the light just to let trucks in. I hate people that do that, man. You're gonna miss a light because a guy in the left lane wants to let all these trucks over from the right lane and disrupt everybody. I could miss this light with how far back I am because that guy held up the flow of the last light by stopping in that lane and letting everybody there. So that's just how it is. Got a hard-working man there. Yeah, so he's actually the problem. He's got his dump truck pulled over in the right lane. United Petroleum driver, P510 Peterbilt, just pulled over in the right lane just to go use the gas station, bro. At this time of day, you cannot do stuff like that. You can't sit there and block a whole lane of traffic in the middle of the day to go to the gas station. That's why they have truck stops. That's why they have gas stations that support trucks. They have places for truckers to go, so they don't have to take over a whole entire lane just to go use the store. As you've just seen, that was a really big problem. That caused me to almost miss the light. It caused everybody going to that light to get held back. And it's not an ideal situation. These are all things you shouldn't do on the road, by the way. This is an educational, don't do this on the road. And if you're gonna drive fast, you can go ahead, drive fast if you want. I'm not responsible for anybody's actions. I don't condone of people driving fast all the time. But I will say, if you take what I'm doing into consideration and apply that to driving fast, the most you could do is drive as a fast, predictable driver on the road. See that guy? Just not even aware. I do appreciate people like this guy in the red Nissan here. He did essentially cut me off, or what could have been a closer cutoff there. But, you know, he hit the gas. He's one of those guys where he's getting a little close, but he's going. He's not thinking about going when he hits the gas. He goes, he's gone, he's in front of me. I never even really had to hit my brakes for him. So it's all good, man. So if you are going to get close to people when you're pulling out like that, like this guy did to me, at least do what this guy did and just hit the gas. Just get on it, bro. If you're going to pull out in front of people, man, you're going to be a little closer than you should. At least punch it and get going at the minimum. So again, at the bottom of the hill here, my lane I'm in will kind of veer off into a left turn lane. And there's also going to be this lane veering off straight. And all I'm going to do, man, is I'm just going to let these guys know, hey, you got a guy that's going to be turning left. Right up here, we're making a left. I'm going to wait till I pass the streets so they know that I'm not turning down a side street before the light or into a business. But just somewhere after this intersection, man, there's no reason for me to just wait and wait and wait. Boom, I turn on my signal now. I hit the gas a bit. People know I'm not stopping for this street. And I just make my way into the left turn lane. And we're chilling. Anybody behind me could see that a mile behind me. The guy behind me didn't turn on his signal until he was in this lane. So up until the guy behind me got into this turning lane, I didn't know if he was going straight or going to be behind me, and nobody behind him knew if he was turning into this lane or not. It's just a scale. That's a really small scale of unpredictability, but it's still unpredictability, and people are taking that unpredictability to the highways, and that's where people are having really big problems happen. So same thing up here. This lane that I'm in is going to turn right and also go straight. However, the point of those lanes breaking off is unmarked way further back than anybody actually ever signals for. So while I'm hanging out behind this guy, approaching up this hill where this light is, I'm gonna turn my signal on early just so the guy behind me knows that I'm going right. Let's just say for some reason it breaks off a bit and the left lane starts to really pick up. I'm just gonna start hugging onto the right side of the road a little bit where it breaks off. And the guy behind me is gonna know that if he wants to go left, he doesn't have to worry about me veering off to the left because I have my signal on. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So right up here, it's going to start to veer off to the right eventually. But we're all going to do this early. Every single one of us is technically driving more towards the shoulder right now. There is no second lane yet. Boom, there it is. Why I would wait until I got into this lane to turn on my signal and fight with people to turn here is beyond me. Let me go ahead, get in this lane early, let everybody know behind me we're getting in this lane before we're even in it. And nobody has to worry. The left lane does its thing. The people following me into the right lane do their thing. And we're chilling. And the same thing here. I'm gonna put my left signal on nice and early, so everybody knows what's going on. And I don't want to drive behind this truck, man. He's not gonna be faster. I don't know what he's doing. Unless he's turning left here, that's reasonable. If he's not turning left here, he's holding everybody up. And he's turning left, put on my signal, drive beside him, switch lanes together, and I've got my open lane. It's a Ram GT. I think that's a Dodge Ram this car won't beat. Not that I street race my car or cut up or do any of that stuff anyways, you know what I'm saying, but I do know the Dodge Ram GT is going to beat my car based off of previous experiences. So again, how far I'm looking ahead is I seen that car way up there put his flashers on for a sec. And even though he's way up there, I'm going to get in the right lane because that guy behind me is tailgating me a little bit in the Hyundai. And I'm going to kind of cruise the speed limit and we're going to watch these guys all pass me on the left. Even though I need that left lane, eventually, I know just over the crest of this hill is a spot where the police often do speed checks and cell phone usage and all that kind of stuff. So I'm in no hurry, man. I'm in no hurry to even be doing 10 or 15 over the speed limit coming up to this hill. And there's also a light just after this hill, so you never know if that light's going to be red. There might not even be a reason to try and rush it all. Now there's a Tesla coming up behind me. He's got his signal on. I'm not going to speed up yet. I'm also not going to turn on my left signal yet because I want him to go. He's going to be driving faster than me. I don't need him to think that I'm coming. I'll even turn on my right signal so he thinks I'm going right. Alright, he's being a little nice. I'll give him the four-way thank you. And then we're just going to cruise through here. And you guys are ready for the grand finale, baby. Every trucker in this frickin' city, bro, is so sad at their skill that for some reason it's become legal or unpunishable. Let me show you real quick. As I get to the right lane, you see that truck up there? He's taking up both lanes with his four-ways on because they're scared of hitting the side of the road or the bridge. So what does that do? That makes this whole entire bridge where that trucker is and back to me and then beyond back there, it makes the whole entire bridge, the flow of traffic is whatever that trucker is. Sometimes it's 10 miles an hour, sometimes it's 35 miles an hour. But the point is, now I'm slamming the brakes for what, bro? Because these truckers are getting stuck here or something, bro? Like, this is what I'm talking about, man. None of this should happen. This shouldn't be a thing. This should be non-existent in this world. How do these people have licenses to drive trucks if we're gonna mash brakes because of something like that, bro? And I feel bad too, you know, like this is the only reason there's so much road rage and stuff these days is because of all this population, of all these people that don't drive. Like, I'm sure you can see that truck is still up there hogging the middle lane because he's scared of hitting the bridge. You could fit 2 trucks on this bridge, bro. He's not even in a semi-truck. He's in a little 5-ton or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's wrong with driving in the world here today, right? Now look what we're doing here. I'm going to slow down a bit. I'm trying to go with the flow of traffic, but we're almost doing impound speed. I need to slow down here. You know, I want to go slower and be safe on the road. It's so easy to lose how quick you're going because you're going with the flow of traffic. Every single person in front of me that went through this section ignored that sign. They didn't slow down, and every single one of these people by rights should get a ticket for flying through there at almost double the speed limit. And for what? To get up to this red light. Now this is where we orchestrate the driver's knowledge of what to do. Alright, so everybody there was playing W driver, and they're all sitting here stuck now while I just come up in the right lane and I pass everybody that wanted to do all that and get stuck. Now everybody just aggressively drove through that area for no reason. This guy can shut me out if he wants to. I really care less. Nice of him to move over like that. Very respectable. And now we're chilling. Back up with the flow of traffic. But what's the difference? We didn't need to speed. Didn't need to do any crazy maneuvers. Didn't have to disrupt anybody. Get in anybody's way. But we passed everybody. Everybody that was in front of me over that bridge, stuck behind the truck that sped away from me there, is now past. Their time has come and their time has gone. I'll slow down a bit for this guy. If this guy wants to grab the left lane, he's more than welcome to. I have a feeling he's turning right. Most people in that right lane do turn right. So again, I gotta go left somewhere up there, but much like before, I'm not a speeder, you know what I'm saying? I've never street raced in my life or nothing, you know? And we're not gonna speed, we're not breaking laws today. We're chilling, showing you guys what people do that's wrong. Now I'm doing exactly the speed limit. I shouldn't be catching up to this guy in the Camry. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm doing 60, right? It doesn't make any sense. I'm doing the right speed in this lane. That guy is just blocking everybody. Now there's some merge lanes up here. I'm gonna turn on my signal. The guy behind me hit his brakes, showed me what's good. I'm gonna wave at him. Thank you, sir. And I know this left lane has a turn arrow that actually does last quite some time, so I'm going to get in the left lane. And now we're going to go that way. And again, no reason to bother fighting with all of that construction, man. I don't want to get stuck up in there. Even if it's a minute or two quicker, I'd rather stay moving. I'd rather be driving. I'd rather be having a good time. There's a bus in this lane. I'm going to just ignore that and stay in the left lane. He's most likely going to pull over right after the light and drop people off, and that's just another situation I don't want to get stuck behind. Man, I am sweating. I don't have a good camera or audio setup for recording while driving, so I've had my windows up the whole entire drive. I'm gonna make some distance here so that guy can get behind me. See what I did there? I seen that guy behind me, or beside me there. He wanted to get over because of the bus, but he was beside me a little bit. You know, he wasn't gonna have the room. So I hit the gas a little harder to gap the distance from me and that car behind me. So this guy did have room right after I passed him. I wasn't speeding up to shut him out. I was speeding up to make sure that he had room between me and the next car, because he would have had to slow down too much there. He wasn't going to make it. And if I would have kept that speed, you know, you're looking at a situation there where for no reason you could have some road rage. Just because someone like me was driving there, and if I didn't speed up, he would have had to mash his brakes a bit, and he wouldn't have liked that. But because I sped up, he had room. Have a good day, everybody.